Alright guys, before we get into the video, I'm going to talk to you about Futtrading.co.uk. I know some of you don't like us sort of talking about it too much, but this website existing is why I'm able to bring out videos every day and pay an editor to help you guys basically trade and make coins on the game. Basically, we set this up to help you guys make coins a legitimate way and stop people having to spend their money on FIFA points. We've got subscribers making millions of coins every single month. We've even got people selling those coins on and making profit out of the website subscription. So what do you get for your money? £10 a month gets you tier 1. That gets you access to fodder flips. That's some of the best fodder cards to work with on the game. It gets you access to special cards and all the prices you need to buy and sell them. Icon cards with all the prices you need to buy and sell them. On top of that, you get trading guides. Every week, you get a weekly trading guide updated personally by myself. Every week, you get a club stock guide, again, updated by myself. And there's also investment guides for League SBC, anything else on there that we think you guys need. Tier 2 is £15 a month. It gives you all the Tier 1, but you also get our live sniping filters that are hand-selected by us, and you also get our fluctuation area. This area tracks the market 24 hours a day. It gives you the low point on cards, the high point on cards, allowing you to target your buys and make even more profit. And there's also a Tier 3 bot that sits in the Discord. That is £20 a month, so you get everything from Tier 1, everything from Tier 2, and our Extreme bot, and that will literally directly ping you whenever there are good deals or the market is dropping, allowing you to watch cards, buy cards, and really target your buys to make millions of coins. We don't say it lightly when we say you will make millions of coins. You'll learn how to trade. So check out futtrading.co.uk. But for now, let's get into the video. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe down below and make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss an upload. It's a brand new trading video for you today. Don't forget though, in the mornings, you get a League SBC video and you get 2 streams a day. 10 AM on YouTube and 5:30 PM on Twitch. And keep your eyes peeled to the website, especially the website Twitter as well. Black Friday is on the way, so we may have a few goodies for you guys, as well as a Black Friday sale like we run every single year for those who don't want to subscribe for the year and all that awesome stuff. So keep your eyes peeled to the website, to the videos, everything for your chance to win maybe of subscription and get involved for very cheap. But this video is going to basically follow a lot of what the video is going to be about this week, and it's how to trade in an unstable market. Black Friday comes on Friday. It's usually a very good fun promo for the weekend. And it will see some awesome SBCs. It will see loads of packs being opened. Best of team of the weeks, potentially in squads, in packs even. But Black Friday always brings a ridiculous amount of panic with it. It always does. And because of that, the market drops. The market drops mainly because of the panic. That's why the market drops so heavily. Because everyone's like, oh, my team's going to be worth nothing. So they all help to list it and help for it to crash because they're all listing their cards. And it's just something to be mindful of. That's part of the reason why the market dips down so low. But it's the one time of the year I allow people to use the word market crash. It annoys me when people use it outside of that because the market very rarely crashes. It just dips and climbs, and that's just how it goes. So let's talk about how you make coins. Now, I want to show you last night's buys. Just a few cheeky buys here. Just thought I'd buy a few cards last night. So we sold Trezeguet. I think we paid 185, sold for 210. This right, we paid 1844, sold for 210. All of these guys were like 175 pickups. The only right I've got left now is 190. Now, it might seem weird that I'm selling that now, but I like to get back to liquid again before 6 PM as much as I possibly can. I like to get back to liquid. So with him, I'll break even on him. I don't care about getting out of him for break even pretty much, maybe a small loss. I mean, profit elsewhere. But those icons are important because if we head over to transfer targets, we know roughly what those cards sold for. And if you look at the cards themselves, these other versions of them, you can see a Trezeguet sitting there at 192 at the moment, just sitting there chilling, right? If we look at Guardiola, we know he sold for 190 last night. There's a little dip below that, 190, 188. And they're not selling, obviously, right now. They're not selling at all. If you look at Ian Wright, again, I've got the 190 listed there. It's one of the cheapest on the market. But again, you know I sold for 210 last night. So it's bizarre that at 190, this card isn't selling. What I do is I basically call it the 5% rule, roughly, give or take. And that is basically that as the market is dipping, so whenever there's sort of stress in the market and the market's coming down, I call it the 5% rule, and I take off 5% when it comes to any buy. If you've got a website, you don't need to do this. We do it all for you. But if I'm buying anything, I base what I buy everything off on a 5% drop per day. So theoretically, if you look at someone like a Trezeguet that we sold for 210 last night, give or take, I'm going to allow myself 5% tonight. So really, I want to be thinking that I'm going to sell him for like 200k. I may sell him for more than that, but my buyers will reflect that. So my buy point last night might have been 190. Tonight, or today, my buy point might be around 180. And I allow myself that. Now, am I going to do the 5% drop all week? Probably not, because that means the market's going to completely fall apart. But you can generally tend to see if the 5% rule is going to work just by looking at your buys and looking at your sells. And the same thing applies to other methods. So if we're looking at, for example, right now, icons, if you're on a mid-tier budget, you might want to look at specials. So let me just get some specials up. Again, what you want to think about here is if you're watching or if you're buying tonight, I again would use the 5% rule just as much as possible because it's a very sensible rule. You're allowing for a market drop, but it's not going to crash overnight. It just dips bit by bit. So again, if I look at these cards, I have a little look, and I'll flick through them, and I'll look at Tielemans, for example. I'm just going to get towards the end and see if we can get there without taking 4 years, but we'll see. So if we look at Tielemans' price right now, which is going to be, it's probably about 30k probably, but we'll have a proper check. It's in and around sort of 34k, give or take. So I'm going to allow for sort of a 5% drop off tonight in terms of his buy and sell points. So if he's at 35 now, let's say, for argument's sake, 33 is probably going to be a sell to 35 tonight. It'll probably be a little bit higher than that, but that's what I allow myself. I might buy into him at 28 to 30k throughout the day. That's what I'm going to be comfortable with. But even if I'm not buying him, all I am going to do is whenever I see like a 35k, I'm going to add it to my transfer targets and just see if it sells. It's important for me to know if these cards are selling or not. So Tonali, you saw the other day, for example, when we bought a few of them and sold him. Again, he's obviously going to have dipped off a little bit over the weekend. People have sold him in the weekend league. And then into like the Black Friday sort of drop. And Road to Knockouts coming in for this guy as well. I'm going to keep an eye on him. I'm going to see what he sells for 64, 62. So I can see he sold for 64 and 62 there. So that's important for me to know that. Again, my buy points tonight will reflect that. Be a little bit careful with Road to Knockouts just because they do get stung a little bit with the content with Road to Knockouts coming out, their games being played. But it gives me a rough idea. That's all it is, and allow for the 5% rule. For those of you on a lower budget though, there's so little risk involved in trading at the moment for you guys because you can work with silvers. Anyone can do it, but you can work with silvers which aren't really affected by a market drop. If anything, silvers without supply this week will climb. So Black Friday is a promo where lots of people open packs up when they buy them. It's like 2 for 1, half price, cool. But Black Friday is also going to have lots of awesome stuff in packs. Loads of awesome stuff. Loads of SBCs and loads of stuff like that. People are going to want to open packs, but some people can't afford to buy them. So what they do instead is they go and use their cards they've got in their club to build League SBC packs. So, for example, and it's important that you know this, Ligue 1 got down as low last Thursday as give or take about, I'm doing basic, we'll do basic actually, about 700k, 700 coins for Ligue 1 the other day, okay? So if you'd have bought in at 700 coins, you'd have done pretty well because the market in silver to Ligue 1 has risen quite handsomely. And as you can see, the cheapest on the market right now, 1,400 coins. You would have doubled your coins if you'd have bought in. Now, anytime we get silver supply, you guys can buy in. And I'm going to give you a new rule, and it's called the 50% rule, okay? So essentially, when you're looking at major leagues and buying into the silver cards there, you're looking for roughly a 50% drop before you buy in. Minimum, really. So if we get silver supply, you want to be buying in at sort of 50%. Now, judge the market accordingly. If you see a smaller drop, then you might want to buy in a little bit higher. But idealistically, you look for the 50% drop, the 50% rule. It's important that you understand that because the market, a drop of 50% in the market is huge. And that only comes with mass supply. And so mass supply for silvers is a daily SBC that contains silver cards. Anything like that. It might be a player SBC that comes out that has a silver sort of pack. So it might be a Prime Electrum for one segment, that player SBC. Again, is that sort of SBC going to drop it down 50%? No, it might be 30% or whatever it is. But the 50% rule will always guarantee you'll make profit very, very quickly. So let's say you buy 700 coins within a day or two, you should get back to 900, 1,000, 1,100. And it's all about quantity. That's the vitally important point there. It's all about quantity. You want to buy as many as you can at that price. So let's say they come down, go and buy 100, 200. Because it might not seem like a lot of profit at first, 300 coins. But you go buy 100 of those cards, suddenly it's 30,000 coins profit. You buy 200 of those cards, it's 60,000 coins profit. And it's vitally important that you remember that. But the 50% rule applies for something like silvers. It's as simple as that. Outside of that, again, the position changing that I've showed you guys 1,001 times always remains effective. And again, this isn't really affected by market drops. So the actual card itself, Gabriel Jesus' card itself, will dip as the market drops. Of course it's going to. But they don't come out of packs, these cards, with the position changes on them. So it doesn't really impact them too much. As you can see, Gabriel Jesus still sitting pretty. CDM at 4.5k. Still sitting there chilling, no problems. CM, even more than that. Cam will be cheaper probably because it's a cheaper position to get in there. We'll buy that one. But again, look, if you look at that, relatively simplistic. It doesn't take much work. We'll double our coins on that. These things still work. If you can instantly flip them on, you can't really go wrong. because the market's going to be what it is at that moment in time. Don't hold anything too long, no more than 24 hours. But let's sum it up. If you're working with icons and specials, work with the 5% per day rule. The market to drop 5% per day. But always, always, always keep an eye on what sells, because it might drop by more, it might drop by less. If you're working with silvers, which is what I'd advise a lot of people do, work with the 50% rule. Anytime that we get supply of them, let the market drop 50%. But always remember, you can instant flip them on. And for real safety, things like position change trading is very, very effective. It's very, very strong. The market holds up quite well on that. Again, look for instant profit. But that's how you trade in the so-called sort of Black Friday market crash. The videos this week will be me showing you guys how I'm trading, what I'm doing, and how I'm limiting my risk, so you guys can do the same thing. But don't forget, check out Futtrading. All this stuff is done for you there. You'll make millions. And check out Black Friday. It should be starting today, I believe, on the website. So always check that sort of thing out. It's easy as that. But that's the end of the video. If you are new around here, as always, subscribe down below. Turn on your notifications so you never miss an upload. But for now, I'm out. Peace out. I'll speak to you soon.
Into the great unknown.